The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
There is a new law aimed at taking better care of our veterans. It's called the Pact Act, and it stands for Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxins.
The Pact Act is meant to help the nearly 3 million veterans exposed to burn pits. It's supposed to make it easier for vets to get care without the burden of proving that their illness was caused by their service. Our Camelia Juarez spoke to a veteran who is now on track to get the care he needs.
When Navy veteran John Roberts was serving in Iraq, he would throw trash into a burn pit.
It could be a big field, basically, of just trash that's on fire, and that's where we throw most of our trash, building, construction, things like that we're doing on base. And it's constantly burning. It's like never stops.
While working, he was constantly inhaling smoke and unknown chemicals.
It didn't smell very good when I would go in there, but that was your only option.
That was back in 2005, but the effects on his health have been long-lasting. Robert says he struggles to breathe and run like he used to.
It's not something that's, been affecting me right now. I'm worried about later.
He's concerned about cancer or a chronic lung condition.
I have friends that have had cancer. So those are the things that I worry about with my friends and me.
Now that the Pact Act has passed, Veterans Affairs will presume cancers, bronchitis, asthma, to name a few illnesses, were caused by one's service in the military.
That's why I'm so glad this got passed, because now there's so many things all the doors that are open for all the things that could go wrong in the future.
Depending where and when someone served, a veteran can automatically qualify for care under the Pact Act. Experts familiar with VA healthcare claims say since the law is new, it can take some time processing.
Don't wait. Go on e-benefits, put in your claims. If you can't figure out how to do a claim, come to a VFW. There's somebody here that'll help you out.
You can go to our website or the VA website to find out that new presumptive condition list for healthcare benefits. And if you haven't enrolled with the VA, then you may want to get started on that process. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
The city of San Antonio's homeless street outreach team is having a hard time keeping staff members. The outreach worker in District 3 is set to leave next week. That will mean outreach vacancies in 3 contiguous council districts. That is 3, 4, and 5. Plus, there's the downtown position, which has never been filled. That will bring the team's total resignations to 5 out of 11 positions in a little over a year and a half.
Knowing this field and knowing that it's a new program, I'm not concerned at the moment. We are listening to this team about their challenges. They all really care about the work a lot, very deeply, and so that's a good thing.
Part of the concern has been pay, which currently ranges from $45,000 to $82,000. Though the city's budget proposal would boost all civilians' pay by at least 7%. In the meantime, the city says it has already selected people for the 3 district vacancies and extended offers.
It didn't take a jury very long today to sentence Rafael Castillo after finding him guilty yesterday of the brutal murder of Nicole Perry back in 2020. Castillo will spend 70 years behind bars. Erica Hernandez has more on what happened during the punishment phase of his trial.
We assess his punishment and confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of 70 years.
No reaction from 27-year-old Rafael Castillo after his sentence was read. Castillo convicted of using an axe and a machete to attack and murder Nicole Perry back in November 2020. Before the jury came to their decision, the state put up one witness during the punishment phase, a prison gang expert who is also an investigator with the district attorney's office. He told the jury that tattoos on Castillo were those of a known Texas gang and was a documented member of that gang.
Have you formed an opinion as to whether the defendant is a member of a prison gang?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that gang?
He is a member of the Texas Mexican Mafia.
As for the defense, they put up 3 family friends and Castillo's sister, pleading to the jury for any sentence other than life in prison.
He's always been lovable. He's caring. He's always had a great sense of humor. He makes us laugh all the time. He's always been respectful too.
The jury took all of that into consideration and after about an hour came back with their decision, when the prosecutors were happy with.
You know, in this job, it's of the utmost importance to respect the decision of the jury. And this was a very brutal and senseless slaughtering of a very vulnerable member of our community.
Again, Castillo was sentenced to 70 years and he's eligible for parole after serving 30 of those years. At the Cadena Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
We have new information tonight about the trial for the alleged Border Patrol serial killer. That trial now moving from Webb County to here in Bexar County. Juan David Ortiz is charged with capital murder of multiple people. The alleged killing spree began back in September 2018 when he was working as a Border Patrol agent. All four of the victims were found dead with gunshot wounds within weeks of each other off of I-35 north of Laredo. According to court records, Ortiz is expected to be transferred to the Bexar County Jail on October 17th, with that trial set to begin on the 21st.
A suspect is now in custody in connection to an East Side shooting. San Antonio police say that surveillance video led them to make this arrest in this shooting case. 28-year-old Tyrell Jones is now facing a murder charge. He's accused in the shooting death of 22-year-old Casta Troy Barnett. The victim was found by his roommate on a mattress with multiple gunshot wounds. That happened at a home on Paso Hondo. Police say security video shows Jones leaving Barnett's home on the day of the murder with a gun in his hand.
An 18-year-old recovering in the hospital tonight after being shot while standing in his backyard on the southwest side. That shooting happening around 11 o'clock last night at the home on Kirk Place, just south of Highway 90. Police say the teen was hit in the arm and didn't know which direction the shot came from. He was taken to University Hospital. No other injuries were reported.
And now to the latest on monkeypox. Here in Bexar County, there are 20 cases, and across the state, there are 1,078 cases. That's according to the CDC. And today there was news that a child under the age of 2 tested positive for monkeypox in Houston. A Harris County judge made that announcement in a press conference today. They say the child has a rash, but is otherwise asymptomatic. Health officials are still working to identify how that virus was transmitted because the child was not in daycare or in school. Anyone in direct contact with that toddler is being offered the vaccine. Harris County has 306 monkeypox cases.
Happening around Texas, years of watching the crocodile hunter Steve Irwin came in handy for a Houston area dad who caught and released an alligator found in his own front yard. Take a look. Mike Trinh says his daughter first told him about the wild animal that was conveniently also on the first day of school. At first, he thought his daughter was just trying to get out of going to school, but soon realized she wasn't lying. It was real. He immediately threw a towel over its eyes to calm it down, something Trinh says he saw on TV. Next, he relied on what he's learned as a jiu-jitsu champion and MMA fighter.
I took a sledgehammer. I didn't hit it though, but I took a pin in the mouth. Once I got closer, I put my knee on it, and kind of like a jiu-jitsu called knee on belly. I had a knee on it and spin to the back, sit in the back, and I just grabbed the mouth. Once you grab the mouth, and that's it. That's just done.
Instead of waiting for animal control, Trinh used his own truck to release the gator into a nearby creek. No animals or people were hurt in the process. He might have a new show on his hands.
Grab the mouth? No, thank you. All right, let's take a look outside with live cam right now. We got some clouds out there in the distance, plenty of heat, and oh, that humidity, Adam.
Yeah, of course, we're dealing with some humidity. If only that humidity translated into some good rainfall today. Unfortunately, not a whole lot on the radar screen. It's some mid-level clouds locally. You go to the southeast and 2 measly little showers have popped up just northeast of Cuero, south of Hallettsville, and between Goliad and Cuero, we've got a little bit of activity. It's going to be very short-lived, and again, it's highly isolated. Farther to the north, you go east, just east of Johnson City, one little pop-up, so there's that 10% chance we were talking about today. I think better chances as we get into tomorrow. Some activity still in far west Texas. That's the leftover tropical moisture that we had a few days ago, and this weak frontal boundary is pushing our way. I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you who's the most likely to get good rain from this starting tomorrow, and even more rain chances in the 7-day forecast. I'll see you in a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. We're probably all seeing higher electricity bills right now compared to earlier in the year. So we wanted to ask you about that, our viewers, to see how these high prices are affecting you. More than 97% of the 667 people who took part in this survey said yes, they are seeing higher than usual bills. More than 85% said that they have had to cut back on other expenses to cover those recent electricity bills. This week, San Antonio City Council proposed giving $50 million back to people in next year's budget, since CPS Energy is projected to bring in $75 million more than expected. And to read more about other options the City Council has in mind for that money, or to see more survey results, you can check out the article right now on KSAT.com.
VIA making some modifications to their existing services through the month of August that riders need to know about. Some of the changes are to avoid construction areas like routes near UTSA, others to shorten wait times like the Route 524 from Texas Vista Medical Center to Palo Alto College. They're also adding more frequent bus times to Route 651 in the Deco District in Castle Hills, along with a new VIA Link Zone and express bus service to the San Antonio International Airport. For more details on the changes, head over to KSAT.com.
For the past decade, Texas has taken big steps to move away from criminally charging students when they miss school. But don't tell that to the Karnes County attorney. KSAT Investigates uncovered records showing the bad blood caused by Jennifer Dillingham after she went to some extreme lengths to try to get kids to attend class in person.
She said if we didn't go register them, that we could face up to 3 days in jail for the truancy.
Dylan Collier's report on this simmering school district fight is just a few minutes away.
But first, the NBA is finding their own way to support democracy, what they're pledging to do on Election Day to bring in more votes.
Take a look at traffic out there right now. Let's take you to the TransGuide camera, Loop 410 at Fredericksburg Road. You can see that, it's stop and go in some lanes there, but no real big problems, wrecks, or construction that you need to be aware of.
Welcome back. I'm Stefania Jimenez, and tonight on the Night Beat, a growing need for affordable housing in San Antonio.
It's just unprecedented. It's the most families we've ever had at Haven at one time.
You see the need firsthand at Haven for Hope, which is now operating over capacity. What's being done now to provide more housing opportunities? Plus, a major update to a school district's safety plans. Livernia ISD wants to protect students by arming staff. How it's turning that proposal into reality for the new school year. We'll see you for these stories and a lot more tonight on the Night Beat.
Thank you, Stefania. No game day on Election Day. The NBA is taking steps to get people to the polls this year.
The league announcing that it will not play games on election night in an effort to encourage their players, staff, and fans to go vote in November.
RJ Marquez spoke with a local grassroots voting organization about the impact this decision could have as we get set for the midterm election.
The NBA just released its regular season schedule, but one day you will not see players and coaches on the court is election night. The NBA announced it will not play any games on November 8th. It's a rare move because the league usually does not take full days off in season.
Anytime an organization as big as the NBA makes a socially conscious decision to make sure that to encourage voting, to encourage voter participation, I think is great.
Ron Etheridge is a political organizer for the Texas Organizing Project in Bexar County. He believes it's a bold statement by the league.
I think it sends a message that Election Day is sacred and that it's an important time.
This isn't the first time the NBA has made a move to encourage voter turnout. 2 years ago, many NBA arenas, including the AT&T Center, were used as polling locations for the first time.
We can't downplay their influence, and so anytime they're showing showing the importance of voting and encouraging people to vote, I think it's going to have an impact.
Etheridge says that this also speaks to promoting voters' rights and removing barriers.
Anytime that they're encouraging people to participate in democracy is always an advantage. One of the things we do here at TOP is make sure that not only we're knocking on these doors, but we're removing those barriers and encouraging people to vote.
And over the next few months, the Spurs will be getting the word out on voter registration process and state deadlines. And the day before Election Day, the Spurs will hit the court to, again, promote civic engagement and also encourage fans and staff to vote. Reporting from the AT&T Center, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside with Sky 12 flying high above the Botanical Gardens this afternoon. You know, they're thankful for the rain that we've seen recently.
Absolutely. Need as much as we can get, especially over there. You
can't get too greedy when it comes to the rain in this situation. So yeah, we'll take more. We'll take whatever we can get, and more rain chances in the forecast. That's the nice thing. And actually, I'm gaining confidence in rain chances, not just tomorrow, but even as we get into next week, a unique little weather pattern could set up, and it could be promising. So let's get right to it. Just take a look at the rain chances here. Tomorrow, I've got it up to 40% chance, and that's especially along and north of Highway 90, then 30% on Friday, so isolated. Saturday, just a sunny day. Sunday, maybe 20% chance. We're watching that little tropical energy near Nicaragua, and it's giving us a 20% chance on Sunday. Then next week, we've got what I like to call, or what we all call here in our weather center, dirty flow aloft, which can be a good thing when it comes to kickstarting rain showers. So we've got it at 30%. As we watch it, as we get more info, we may be boosting those rain chances into next week. Cross your fingers. There's some hope there, at least. There's some hope. All right, take a look at what we have right now. Just some high thin clouds streaming overhead with the lower patchy cumulus clouds as well. Tropical moisture that we had a few days ago, that's now in northern Mexico, far west Texas, El Paso area, and even stretching toward Fort Stockton and up into New Mexico. It's good. They need the rainfall as well. It's nice to see that still dropping some showers. Our next focus shifts to this very weak frontal boundary, this weak cold front off to the north of us. That's going to be pushing southward, and it's should help us generate the lift that we need to get some things going tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. So here's our future cast at noon. I think a lot of sunshine, it's a mixture of sun and clouds. We get into the afternoon and the boundary's coming in from the north. Remember, that boundary acts as the lifting mechanism to get the air moving and generate some showers and storms. So by 3 o'clock, parts of the hill country, Edwards Plateau, widely separated showers are likely. Notice by 4 o'clock becomes a little more widespread. Showers are more numerous. And of course, some pockets of heavy rainfall. A lot of moisture in the air to be squeezed out. And it looks like this front will do just that, help us squeeze out some of that moisture. This is 6 o'clock, and notice some heavy downpours, widely separated in nature across our area, particularly along and north of Highway 90 and even I-10. I-10 east of San Antonio. 7 o'clock, then we get into 8 o'clock. And don't pay, very close attention to the exact placement. I know we say that a lot, but it's important because rarely do these models actually pinpoint the exact spot. Just the mere fact that it's showing this widely separated activity starting to develop tomorrow. That's what's important here. Now, this is what I drew up, and I think this is very important for the forecast tomorrow as well. This is for tomorrow afternoon and evening. North of San Antonio, we're talking Hays, Caldwell County, northern Comal County, Kendall County, Kerr County, 60% chance. So highest chances north of town, locally about a 40% chance. You get south of Highway 90 and those rain chances fall off significantly tomorrow. You look at the time lapse today and those patchy clouds having a hard time bubbling up, so they're not generating any showers. And up above them, the high thin clouds moving from north to south. 97, that was our high temperature today. The average, 96. Record today, 104. So far, we're at 58 100-degree days this year. We're so close. We're almost there. We're in a solid second place at 58. We just need one more to tie the record of all-time 100-degree days in a year. We could do it tomorrow. There's a slight chance, but otherwise, I think we're going to be below 100 for the next 7 days. You look at temperatures across the state. There's that little boundary, some 70s and 80s behind that boundary. It's not going to have a big impact on our temperatures when it stalls out and then washes out overhead tomorrow on into Friday. Right now, Hondo 96 along with Kerrville, Kennedy 95. We're 92 in Uvalde. 96 Port SA, Divine at 101. Dew points, of course, into the 60s and 70s. A few errors on the screen, Port SA and Stinson. This evening, temperatures falling through the 80s, pretty quiet, partly cloudy, southeasterly breeze 5 to 15. Tomorrow, we start the day at 78, make it into the mid to upper 90s, about 98 the high temperature, and then 40% chance later in the day, especially locally and farther north of town. And again, by and large, just below 100 for high temperatures. We're so close. So close.
Let's not try to push it, though.
Well, I feel like we've put the work in. We ought to get something.
Agreed.
I know, but let's just, okay.
All right, Larry, Spurs released their schedule. We now know where they will be playing their off-site games.
Yeah, and one of them will be at the Alamo Dome, and I'm very excited for this because I got here in 2004. They were no longer playing in the Alamo Dome, so I'm really looking forward to this game, as is Keldon Johnson, who was about 2.5 to 3 years old the last time the Spurs played a game at the Alamo Dome. And Uvalde volleyball won a very tough home match last night. Coming up. The Spurs are getting ready for a season-long celebration. Today they announced their 50th anniversary season schedule. Silver and Black will start off the season on Wednesday, October 19th against the Charlotte Hornets, when the franchise will honor Manu Ginobili's 2022 Basketball Hall of Fame induction. Manu will be on hand as his jersey in the rafters of the AT&T Center will be revealed with a Hall of Fame distinction at halftime. Let's check out some of those key dates for you. So the Spurs regular season opener again is October 19th at home with Charlotte. The Los Angeles Lakers come to town for back-to-back games November 25th and 26th at 7 p.m. The Spurs will close out 2022 on December 31st at home with Dallas, and the Spurs will play at the Mavs April 9th in their regular season finale. So commemorating 50 years in San Antonio, the Spurs will be back home in the Dome and return to play a game in the Alamo Dome for the first time since 2002, where they'll host the defending champion Golden State Warriors on Friday, January 13th. Fourth-year forward Keldon Johnson is excited to play in the Dome.
I think it's going to be great. I think, I think that one is going to be like, I feel like the most people are going to come out for that one because I feel like Alamo Dome is going to be so big, so packed. But I think it's going to be dope, man. I'm excited. That one is going to be great.
Check out the Spurs out-of-market and regional games this season. December 17th, they'll play the Miami Heat in Mexico City. January 13th is the Alamo Dome game against Golden State. Then on April 6th and the 8th, the Spurs will play at the Moody Center in Austin when they take on Portland, followed by Minnesota. The Uvalde volleyball team returned home last night for their home opener against Dilley. KSAT 12's Andrew Seeley was on hand, and he gives us a look at a match that went down to the wire.
Welcome to Uvalde High School Kitchen Gym for tonight's competition between the Dilley Lady Wolves and your Uvalde Lobos.
Great atmosphere inside the gym at Uvalde High School, where the Lobos waste no time taking control of this match. Delilah De La Garza and Mia Garza helped power the Lobos out to a 2-set lead in convincing fashion. But don't count Dilley out just yet. The Lady Wolves come all the way back to tie the match at 2 sets apiece, and we're going 5. Back and forth we go. Uvalde up 13-11. With the match in the balance, let's listen in. The Lobos secure victory on set point, winning their home opener 3 sets to 2. The girls all receive flowers after the win, but the most important thing, for KSAT 12 Sports, I'm Andrew Seeley.
Thank you, Andrew, and they got that dub.
Yes, congrats to them. Great win. Thank you, Larry.
The discussion around boosters is back as the White House tries to attack the most dominant COVID strain in the nation right now. Their latest plans to stop the spread.
And she's about to become a district judge, but before that, she's facing a boatload of complaints about her conduct. It's the latest KSAT Investigate story, and it's coming up next.
She is the Karnes County attorney and will soon be district judge for a big portion of South Texas.
But multiple families and employees of the local school district say Jennifer Dillingham crossed way over the line while trying to track down children who were not at school.
If she says something, she's up here, I'm down here. I don't really have too much over her.
KSAT investigates the parent complaints as our Dylan Collier uncovers records showing her meddling in school district affairs.
This message today is for the parents of the school-aged children.
In August 2020, with the nation still firmly in the grips of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic,
Karnes County Attorney Jennifer Dillingham went on Facebook and issued a stern warning to students and their parents.
So it is my promise to you, Karnes County, that your child and I will be seeing each other if you are not enrolled in school and actively engaging. I will prosecute these cases and I will make sure that we get on the right track.
Dillingham, who is now judge-elect for the 5-county 81st Judicial District, appeared to try and make good on her promise to tackle truancy. When weeks later, along with her assistant and the junior high principal, she showed up at students' homes and in at least 2 cases, according to state investigative files, actually went inside without a warrant while no parents were present. Sisters Leticia Hernandez and Maria Villanueva have homes on the same piece of land, and each reported Dillingham for possible official oppression.
My mother called me panicking because she's like, somebody's entering your home. There's these 3 individuals.
He wakes up to somebody, hey, wake up, screaming at him to wake up. He sees a lady in front of him.
So why would a county attorney ever go into somebody's home looking for a child? A criminal justice expert we interviewed at St. Edward's University called Dillingham's behavior problematic.
I'm sort of flabbergasted at her response to students missing school. Now, I would not even call it truancy. Everybody has moved away from a criminal justice response to truancy.
Dr. Karsten Andreessen points out that Dillingham's crusade to combat truancy came as most prosecutors have moved the other direction. In 2015, the Texas legislature took massive steps to decriminalize truancy, the act of repeatedly missing school without a justified reason. The law aided a continued decrease in how many of these types of cases are filed against minors statewide. Perhaps Dillingham didn't get the message. An investigation by the state attorney general's office attempted to determine whether Dillingham and her associates entered the homes illegally. It was later declined for prosecution. Reached by phone, Dillingham, who serves as the head of the Karnes City Independent School District Education Fund, called her relationship with the district complicated. After agreeing to meet with KSAT Investigates for this story, Dillingham subsequently canceled and was out of town at a conference when we came to her office. Can we ask you a few questions? So we caught up with her weeks later as she left work.
Very nice to see you.
Nice to see you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
After exchanging pleasantries, Dillingham said the home visits were authorized, but wouldn't elaborate.
Mr. Collier, I'm just a public servant working hard as the county attorney, so I appreciate your time very much.
You're a county attorney who has overstepped your boundaries. You're not a law enforcement officer. So why are you going to parents' homes?
I didn't present to be. Have a wonderful day.
And there's more. The Karnes City junior high principal who accompanied Dillingham on some of those visits confirms the county attorney copy-edited this written exit letter last summer after the principal resigned. In it, the departing school administrator repeatedly called out Superintendent Hector Madrigal by name, questioning his professional demeanor and ethics, and that he uses bully tactics. We could find no record that Madrigal has been implicated in any ethics violations or other professional misconduct. Additionally, emails sent from Dillingham's official county account show her questioning the superintendent about whether he properly investigated incidents at the high school, and as recently as December, instructed him what to do next if the allegations were true. For Andreessen, the power play shows that Dillingham is way out of her lane. Based on what you've read, does Dillingham have the right mentality to be a state district judge?
I don't think that she has the judgment to be a district judge. Somebody that has, taken a little bit of power from the county attorney and tried to sort of play kingmaker in the independent school district, has sort of tried to prosecute children and their parents for difficulties during COVID-19 with school attendance and logging on to schools, is not somebody that has the temperament to be a district judge, in my humble opinion.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Mr. Madrigal declined a request to be interviewed for this story.
Still to come here on the news at 6, the goal is to preserve Mexican traditions through dance. Coming up, how the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center is doing just that as they prepare for their fall season.
And the White House is focusing the fight against COVID-19 back on boosters, how they plan to target the most dominant strain in the nation when we come back. More protection could soon be on the way for Americans, with federal health officials announcing updated boosters may be rolled out in about 3 weeks. The boosters were created to target the original strain of COVID-19 and Omicron subvariant BA.5 ahead of the winter season. The CDC and FDA still have to sign off. As of Wednesday, states are able to pre-order variant-specific boosters to ensure quick delivery, according to a CDC planning document. So far, the U.S. has secured 105 million doses of the updated boosters from Pfizer and 66 million from Moderna.
I would like to get to a point where every adult in America who wants a vaccine can get one. I'm hopeful we will be there. We're not quite there yet. What's really limited us is a lack of resources, but we are pulling from other high priority items.
So far, 79% of the American population has received at least one dose of the initial vaccines. This as the number of COVID infection goes down across the country. The nation is seeing an average of 98,000 daily COVID infections.
Here at home, preserving Mexican traditions is at the root of the dance classes at the Guadalupe Academy. Right now, the Academy is enrolling for their fall classes, and our Tiffany Huertas has a look at the different skills students are learning and why it's so special for them.
I've learned more about myself, more about my culture.
Gianna Puente has been dancing at the Guadalupe Academy for about 12 years.
The Guadalupe teaches us about like our culture, where we come from, our Mexican roots.
The Academy offers classes for all ages as young as 4 years old. Students learn social skills, problem-solving skills, and it builds their self-confidence.
It's all about preserving our culture, so we make certain that they learn about the culture behind the dances.
With vibrant costumes and accurate dance steps, these dancers tell the story of Mexico.
These dances from Jalisco are usually courtship dances. Today they're just the girls that are performing, but oftentimes the story behind it is about courtship.
The Academy offers classes on folklorico and flamenco dance, plus mariachi music.
We have opportunities to learn trumpet, violin, the armonía of the mariachi, which is the guitarra, the vihuela, the guitarrón, vocals, piano.
Gino Rivera with the center says these classes give students an opportunity to identify and develop their talents.
I feel as an ambassador of Mexico, this is our music. We have to do our best to continue this tradition, and what better place than the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Always beautiful to watch. Let's take a look outside with live cam right now. We need some more rain, Adam Caskey.
Yeah, we do. And we have some decent clouds out there right now. They're just not the rain-producing clouds. High, thin cirrus and those fair weather clouds are dissipating as well. Currently, we're at 97 degrees. By 8 o'clock, we'll be down to 93. 10 o'clock, 88 degrees. And really nothing in terms of rain on the radar screen right now, and I do think that's going to change starting tomorrow. We'll take a look at the rain chances and especially who's most likely to get it tomorrow coming right up.
YouTuber Alan Pan has a soft spot for snakes, in particular their legless limitations. Scientists say that the evolution of snakes caused them to lose their legs more than 100 million years ago. So Pan said, enough is enough, apparently, crafting a high-tech transport tube. This has 4 multi-joint robotic legs.
Yeah, that's what they need, legs. He took it to a snake breeder for a test drive, and after a bumpy start, history was made. The piloting python did a serpentine serpent strut, seemingly adapting to its new legs. I have so many questions, and
Is it?
Why did it have to be snakes?
Right, yeah. Okay.
Nightmares. Yesterday, Google showed off their latest Google Doodle winner. It was designed by a high school student in Stuart, Florida. Students competed to design a doodle under the theme of I Care for Myself. 16-year-old Sophie Arak drew the picture of her hugging her mother. She says it represents her caring for herself by letting other people care for her.
Arak will receive a $30,000 scholarship for the design, plus a $50,000 grant for her school to invest in technology.
I gotta go back to the snakes. I mean, they can swim, they can go up trees, they can climb things. Why we gotta give them?
You know what they need? A transport tube.
Yeah, no.
Have I mentioned I love when Gerber's here to do these buzz stories with us?
Anything to give Gerber the heebie-jeebies about snakes. Air it. It's going. It's making it on the newscast.
Thanks for the nightmares.
I got a nice rattler that I turned the skin into a thermometer.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Gerber. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to see that one.
I distracted it with the hockey stick while my buddy got it with the hard rake. Anyway.
He's dead. There's that.
Okay.
Yep, and now it's the thermometer. A weak front tomorrow, so we are going to see some showers, most of the rain along and north of Highway 90. That's the key tomorrow. It really depends on where you are. Just one 100-degree day away from the all-time record 100-degree days in a given year. We're at 58. We all know the record's 59. We could make it tomorrow, the off chance, but otherwise I think we're going to be in the 90s. All right, let's take a look at this day in weather history. You know, Justin Horn put this together earlier today. On this day in 1956, oh yeah, the lowest aquifer level ever recorded, measured at the J17 well here in San Antonio at 612.5 feet. Today, I know we are dry and the aquifer's down, but it's currently at 632.2. And you look at our time lapse, and I love looking at this. It just gives you a good idea of the stratification of the clouds. You see the high, thin clouds moving north to south, the lower clouds moving in the opposite direction, and the fair weather clouds having a hard time really getting that vertical development today, so no real shower activity. Here's a view from space with the visible satellite imagery. These white dots are the fair weather, patchy, puffy cumulus clouds, and these faint clouds are the high, thin cirrus clouds composed of all ice moving north to south. And they can give us a pretty good sunset here. When you have them overhead, it increases your odds of a nice, beautiful, colorful sunrise and even sunset. So have your cameras and camera phones ready to go this evening. Here's the satellite and radar, the tropical moisture and energy we had days ago, still far west Texas, northern Mexico, parts of New Mexico, dropping some much needed rainfall there. We're watching this weak boundary as it pushes southward. Not a lot really in terms of a temperature drop with this. We're not going to notice a big change. But what it's going to do, it's going to act as a bit of a focal point for generating some showers and storms, some converging winds, which then creates lift and will likely kickstart some showers and storms. Futurecast, noon tomorrow. A lot of sunshine, I think. Mixture of sun and clouds, really. We get into the afternoon, and we'll start to see some activity developing in the hill country and the Edwards Plateau. This is 3 o'clock, according to one of our high-res future models, or future casts and computer models. And then the activity becoming a little more numerous, peak daytime heating, 4, 5 o'clock. Some robust downpours out there, a decent amount of moisture to wring out of the clouds. That's the nice thing. But along and north of Highway 90 is where we have the best chance of seeing some of that rain. The farther south you are of San Antonio and even closer to the Rio Grande, your odds really fall off. 7 o'clock, 8, 9 o'clock, still some activity out there. And due to the presence of this boundary and lingering instability, I do think we'll even have some isolated showers into the nighttime hours tomorrow, not just confined to the peak daytime heating. So here's a good map for you. Kerrville, Blanco, Comfort, Candelia, Canyon Lake, Spring Branch, 60% chance tomorrow. You get around San Antonio, 40% chance, and then significantly lower farther to the south. We're also watching this cluster of thunderstorms near Honduras and Belize. This is going to be passing into the Bay of Campeche and western Gulf of Mexico in a few days. 30% chance of a little development and organization. So tomorrow, some widely separated activity. Friday, isolated. We get into Sunday, we could have some of that tropical moisture, 20% chance. And then next week, actually could have some meaningful rainfall. Right now, we have it at 30%. Temps in the 90s right now. Tomorrow, we'll be in the upper 90s again with those better rain chances later on in the day. And again, next week, something to watch. Only 30% now, but there is a chance we'll be raising those odds.
That sounds good. Thank you, Adam.
In case you missed it, coming up next.
It is Wednesday, August 17th.
First at 5, we have a breaking news alert from the San Antonio Police Department. They are looking for this man, 24-year-old Ronald Williams.
He is wanted in connection with the death of his 6-month-old son, whose name was not released. San Antonio police tell us the baby was taken to the hospital on Sunday for traumatic injuries, and he didn't survive. Medical staff contacted SAPD saying the injuries did not coincide with the story given by the guardians.
The baby's death has now been ruled a homicide by the Bexar County Medical Examiner. SAPD has a warrant out for Williams' arrest now.
50 years in prison. It's the sentence handed down to Fernando Rojas, a man convicted in the 2021 shooting deaths of 2 people. Jonathan Phan and Serena Bain were killed in August of last year after they and a man named Joe Buck got into an argument with Rojas in southeast Bexar County. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office said the shooting was the result of a domestic dispute. Buck was shot in the head but survived. Rojas was arrested 6 days later in Las Vegas.
Changes in store for the health agency. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky announcing that it's going to be working on a new action-oriented culture. She says the culture will emphasize accountability, collaboration, communication, and timeliness.
Get ready for another choice when it comes to Girl Scout cookies this year. They are introducing the Raspberry Rally. It's a little like the Thin Mint, but it's raspberry flavored instead of mint flavored. It still has a little chocolate coating on it, though. It'll only be available online. One of the local Girl Scouts will place the order for you. The online purchase move is to help the young ladies learn about e-commerce.
Thanks for watching the news at 6.
See you back here for the news tonight on the Night Beat.